All right, welcome back to the Nimrodjaune podcast. I'm your host Jack Adewale, and welcome back. Uh, I don't really know how to start these. Really, I just want to say thank y'all for all the love. Uh, last couple videos been received insane amount of love. Truly showed me why I do this shit. So thank y'all so much for all the love. Uh, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Jack. This is my podcast. I upload these once a week. I have other videos, and this is just what I do. Welcome. If you new, subscribe, like, comment. I read all comments. I respond to every comment too. So yeah. And let's jump right into it. First topic. This was actually a scrapped idea that I was gonna release, but I never ended up doing it. It was that we should be mindful of the things around us. And like the things in our lives have influence over us, so we should really be mindful of that. An example of that is Instagram, music, the media, like the things that we daily watch and we give our attention to has an effect over us and our thinking. So I think we should really be mindful of that because, right? Like I'll be in a group setting with my friends in school. I'll be in a group setting, like chilling with them. And I'll, in the back of my mind, I'm like, I have no video ideas. I need to come up with video ideas. I need to come up with video ideas. I need to come up with video ideas. And I won't. Like today, right? My teacher was arguing about Michael Jordan being the GOAT. I'm writing a poem for the poetry channel. Writing it. I heard him talking about Michael Jordan and it triggered me long enough that I had to go over there. I should have just sat my ass down and kept working on that poem. But did I? No. Follow the poetry channel, by the way. But even created an Instagram for it. But I don't even know why I even went over there when I know I have work to do. And when I'm in a group setting like that, I wasn't even thinking about my work after a while. I was just like, I'm so entrenched in this conversation that I'm not even thinking about the poem that I have to do. Or I'm not even thinking about coming up with a title for this podcast. I'm just thinking about, okay, he just said something about Michael Jordan. He just called Charles Barkley a Hall of Famer. My brain automatically started tweaking. I got to go over there and talk to this nigga because no. And that's like a prime example of how the friends and the things around us warp our perception because I shouldn't have gone over there at all. I really should have just stayed in my seat, kept working on my poem. I was alone. I had music in my ears, same headphones like this, and just kept going. I should have just kept working. But did I? No. You know what I did? I went over there, I started talking, and I forgot about my work. When we're in group settings, I think Carl Jung said it, when we're in group settings, our thinking is molded to fit the group, right? So when I was in that group, I wasn't thinking about my own self. I wasn't thinking about my own work that I have waiting on me. I'm thinking about the group stuff. We're arguing about basketball. My mind is not thinking about work. It's on basketball right now. And that's like a prime example of it because the people around me affected my thinking to, oh no, I got to go over there and talk. I have to. And it's 100% my fault that I even went and did it. And I possibly just delayed progress on it, that it could have came out way faster. An example for music, right? I was meditating. I was somewhere over there. I'm in my room. I was somewhere to the left of me. To the right of y'all. And I was meditating. I had Shallow Dynasty in my ear. If y'all don't know who that is, she has some songs. He or she, who knows what it is. They have songs with X, Juice WRLD, and they've been sampled a whole bunch of times, right? And I'm listening to it. And it's just like normally when I meditate, there's no thoughts going through my brain. I just want it to be silence. Like, I just want to be still in the moment, right? Not this time around. My brain is just bombarded with the most depressive thoughts I've ever had in my life. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, oh yeah, no. I think I finished meditating. I think I might have turned on some Kanye West. And then instantly, I got right back to normal. And I was just thinking, is that who I actually am? Or was it just my brain adapting to what was influencing it? Because I normally don't think those thoughts on a regular, not even when it's late at night. It could be 3 p.m., 3 a.m. I'm not thinking about that. It could be 2 in the morning. I'm not thinking about that. It could be 7 in the morning. I'm not thinking about that. I'm just thinking of who I am and what I have to do. And it very well could be true and it's just buried deep within me. But from what I know, I don't think that's me. The music that we listen to, we need to be careful of it. Because if you're depressed, I don't care how comforting depressive music makes you feel. It's making you more depressed. I'm just going from my personal experience. When I was sad, and my main artist was Juice WRLD, XXX, and Shallow Dynasty. Those 3. Boy, I was sad every fucking day for no reason. No reason at all. I was just sad. Those were my 3 artists on replay. If you are sad, you should try and put yourself in environments that are completely different from what you're used to right now. Because if you are sad, right? Let's say you're sad. And let's say parent died. You should not be listening to about grieving. No matter how much it will comfort you, it will only keep you in that place of grieving. And the whole point of grieving is not to get over, it's to accept the fact that, okay, this person or this thing is gone now and it is no longer with me. And I have to accept that fact. Because the first part of grieving is like shock, like this person's gone. Like it could be a dog, mom, dad, grandmother, like it's somebody that had really close to you. The first form of grief is shock for me. Because it's like, wait, they're really not here no more. You go text your mom and she's not here. You text her like, damn, she's not here. You go text your grandma. Some people really close to their grandma, like, she's not here with me no more. Damn. It's like the shock factor of like, oh shit, they're really not here with me no more. So when you're in that mode and you're listening to music that reminds you of the time of when that person died, what were you going through? The more you listen to it, the more you're going to relive and just keep thinking about that fact. And I'm not saying that you have to run away from it, but I'm not saying that you should constantly be thinking about it, because the point of grief is to accept. And then once you've accepted that the person is gone and is no longer with me, you can then not move on, but be able to move forward with that fact. When you're listening to music, you're not accepting it. You're still in the shock factor. You're still in the shock cycle of, oh my God, that person not hearing me. I miss her so much. And I get it. When someone dies, you miss them a lot. I understand it. But that's the part of the acceptance. You have to accept that. This person lived a long life. They did good things on this planet, to me at least, because we don't know everybody, but they did good by me. But I have to accept the fact that they're no longer here with me. I have to accept the fact that they're gone, and I have to be able, and I not have to be okay with it, but I have to understand that fact that they're gone. They're no longer here with me. Listening to music will keep putting you in that same cycle of, damn, they're gone. Damn, they're gone. Damn, they're gone. I missed them. Damn, they're gone. Damn, they're gone. And I understand it. Like I said before, I understand that you miss them, but you have to keep moving forward. You can carry the image that you have with her in your mind and move forward. I'm never telling you to forget. If someone can die and within a couple months you could forget them, unless you have a neuro disease, I don't think that person meant much to you. Because if someone really meant much to you, you wouldn't be able to forget them like that. And let's take, for example, you go to the gym, right? Let's say you go to the gym. What in the gyms that I've been to, in the brief time that I've been to the gym, the music I heard was It's not been exactly like that rhythm, but it's been something of that fashion, whether it's rap, pop, whatever. But it's more upbeat or uppity, if you want to say. It's most likely for a reason that it makes you feel pumped up. With your gym, you're just rah, rah. With you doing that, when you have that feeling of rah, 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 and you have it going into your ears as well, you give it a rah, rah, rah. You see the octaves? You see how it went higher? But that's the whole point. Music, the decibels, the hertz, all that plays a huge part in our thinking along with the friends that we have in our life. So I just think that we should be mindful of it. And this is coming from me as well, that I have even struggled with it, because there'd be times where I have work done like this. In some situations, I had to come over the podcast, and I have like from, let's say, 7:45 till 10:30, basically 3 hours. And within that 3 hour span, I've done nothing. And you'll be like, what did you do? How were you with them for so long? And it's because, like I said, when you're in a group setting, your thoughts are mainly made to benefit the group. That's how it is. So you're contributing to the group is not thinking about your own individual plans that you have. Because this group whole thing can die down right now. Everybody's on their phone chilling. And guess whose work still has to get done? Yours. Guess who still has to make those videos? You. Guess who still has to come up with those topics? You. Guess who has to come up with those titles and thumbnails? You. Speaking about me. So I think that's one thing I need to get better at is I need to get better at stop allowing people to use the time I have. I need to stop giving people my time when I know I have work to do and work calling for me. Because there's been so many times where I've just gotten distracted and went over there. And now it's been 2-3 hours, no work done, and I'm going to my next class where I know I have work to do. I know this is not even close to what I was talking about before, but I was having this discussion with myself. What was it like? I think it was last year. No, I was talking with my brother. It first started with me thinking, and then I told my brother, I was like, I would want like 70 million. Like if someone would have asked me how much money would I want, I would say 70 million. You're like, why? It's such a random number. Like, why 70 million? Because I'm like, to me, after you get 70 million, what the fuck else can you do? And he was like, because think about it. Once you get to $70 million, unless you want to be a billionaire, what the fuck else can't you do with $70 million? Like, really think about it. If you were given $70 million today, right now, 99.9% of everything in this world open up to you. What else could you not do with $70 million? Because one, if you get $1 billion, if you get 70 million, you think you need $1 billion. Unless you're taking care of the entire planet, that doesn't make sense. I think $1 billion is entirely too much for one person to even think about. Because I think like this. I think about money like this. I think people who chase money are trying to limit the amount of things that they can't get. Because when you have no money, you can't get shit. So now think, you have money. You start gaining more money. Let's think about it like this. Imagine, remember when you were broke, you were driving down that dealership like, damn, I can't get any of them cars. 10 years go by, you get some money, you drive by that same dealership. I can get any car in this motherfucker if I want. And I don't want none of them. That's what I think money is. I think money is just the more money people want, it's just limiting the amount of things that they can't get. Because there's no really other reason why somebody wants $5 billion. $500 million is entirely too much for a human being to even fathom. Like, you know what $500 million is? And I get generational wealth. I genuinely think the people, like the billionaires, death is the most thrilling thing to them. Because it's the only thing they cannot buy. Every billionaire in the world, they have enough money to buy anything they want, could want, or could think about. If they want a house built out of straight African blackwood on an island off of Costa Rica, guess what, my nigga? They can go get it done and not even care about it. That's the problem with it, is when will it be enough? I still think if I got 70, I'll think I can get like 100, I can get like 100, 115. I can get a little bit more. And it shouldn't make sense of why I would want more, because I have 70 million. Once I have 70 million, there's nothing on this planet I cannot experience. Every billionaire in the world, if they want to orgy with 25 different women, they can have it. No problem. They have enough money. If they want to go buy an entire dealership with the cars and then destroy them, they have the money. If they want to go buy a school, destroy it, build an apartment complex on that land, they can do it. They don't care. That's the problem. I feel like once you reach enough money to where you look at it and you're like, dang, what the fuck do I do with this shit? You have too much. When you start questioning how much money you have, like, God, what am I going to do with all this money? You have too much money. I'm not saying donate now, because a lot of these foundations don't really even be helping out what they say they help out. I'm just saying, once you get to the point where it's, you look at that number, it's like, we got to do something with that money. Because money's there to be spent. There's no real purpose of money if it's not being spent. And you can save it up to get spent. The whole purpose of money is just to be spent. So I made it's probably like 2-3 months ago, and I said money was worthless, like inherently worthless. And somebody challenged me on it. I have no idea why he challenged me on it. I was correct, because money is inherently worthless. But this goes back to wanting enough. With the object that's so inherently worthless, and so many of us chasing it, when will we finally feel like, okay, you know what? I have enough. Because people that tell you all the time, never get complacent and always keep going, right? And with people saying, always keep going and never get complacent, what do you do when you get to the point where everything you could have hoped and dreamed of gets smashed through the roof times 1,000? And you have all the money you could have never even thought of, all the cars, all the clothes, all the houses. Now what? And that's the part that really is like scary a little bit about money, because it gets to the point where it's like, okay, I got everything. I got the car, I got the house, I got the boat if I want it, I got the watches, I got the chains, I got this, I got that, I got that, I got that. I put my money here, I go here, I go here, I go here. Then what? It's gonna come to a point where you have to ask yourself, all right, what do I even do? Like, I think Jeff Bezos is bored as shit. Because what does he do? Like, he's no longer the owner of Amazon. I guess he has that space thing because he wants to get out of here because he's bored as shit. I think all them niggas is just bored. Like, all the super mega rich people, they're just bored. Because what do you do after you get 100 billion? I said 1 billion is too much. 100 billion is like, that's too much. Like, what are you doing? 100 billion is to the point where it's like, why do you even have that much money? And I'm not saying it's not, I'm not blaming her for having that much money. No. I'm just saying, like, what the fuck are you doing with that much money? And I won't even blame greed. I'll just say that's entirely too much money. I think once you get past like 50 billion, you shouldn't be allowed to make any more than that. Because the moment you get to the 100 billions, it's like there's no ceiling from there. There's no more. There's no ceiling. Like, there's no real ceiling on how much you want. So it gets to the point where it's either you have to be content or you just keep chasing the amount of things you can get for the rest of your life. And if you keep chasing it for the rest of your life, you're going to come a time where you have to ask yourself, okay, what do I do now? And it's going to be a rude awakening. You're going to wake up, you're going to look at the ceiling, you're You're going to look at the ocean that you got in Calabasas that looks over the entire ocean. You're going to look at it and be like, damn. Now what? What do I do now? What is my next move? Because once you get to that point, everything is just born. You've done everything you could possibly think of. You have to imagine. Imagine you get $1 billion. You get to do every single thing you ever wanted. After 5 years, you've done everything on that long bucket list you've ever thought of doing. It could be sexual. It could be whatever. Now what? What are you going to do? Just look around like, damn. I think that's the problem with money. We will never know when it's enough. And I won't even know when it's enough. I think I would want 70 million, but I also said that if I got 70 million, I was like, let me get a little more. But I know for a fact, I would never want $1 billion, ever. The pressure that comes with having $1 billion, along with the fact that death will be the only thing that I can't have, is sad. But yeah, thank you for tuning into the Nimrodjaune podcast. I'm your host, Jack Adewale, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.